guys, I'm super excited to share with you some behind the scenes of recording my latest album, of which I don't yet know the name. By the time you're watching this, I hope that you'll have already heard some of the most emotional songs that I have ever put out into the world. These songs are super emotional for me and super important to me and to my growth as an artist because I produced a lot of them myself. Now, production can sometimes get a little confusing with the terminology. To clarify, I have written and performed all of the songs that I've put out before, but I have had help a lot of times with the arrangement of the track or producing the instrumental. For me, it was a big step to learn production. I learned it off of a course on Udemy if you are interested in learning it. What I'm gonna do is show you the early stages of production and songwriting, recording, then go through and kind of build from there and see how it became the song that is on the album today. Motel Paradise is the first song that I wrote for this album. I had been writing a lot of breakup songs and ballads, which is mostly what I have out in the world right now. If you go on my iTunes and Spotify, it's just a lot of ballads. I was super inspired production-wise by 80s sounds, 80s synth sounds. So this is a little piece of the song pretty much as I wrote it and recorded it initially.
We open up a six-pack, lose track, tell everyone else I know to fall back, cause the fact is I love the taste of a sweet chase, and I'll run to you any night, any day. See you when the lights go out in another foreign town. Can't live with you, but I can't live without the high.
I actually got the idea for the synth from a Drake song. So using this song as an example, after I got through all of the arrangement and fine-tuning, recording and tuning all the vocals, I realized that I wanted someone else on board to really help me fine-tune the sound and make it pop the way I envisioned. So I started doing research on producers that specialize in 80s sounds and pop sounds. For this, I really wanted to have some fun, and especially because I'm now involved in the production aspect of it, I could pick sounds and hear things in my brain and try to articulate them onto the project file. I brought Scott Omegle on board. He is from Nashville. He's a great producer. He does a lot of pop stuff, and he's really been helping me execute this vision because I'm really new to production. A little bit later in the video, I'm going to talk about the personal elements and really how this album came to be and how it affected me writing it. But for now, I actually have to record some more vocals. This is really how I've recorded almost all the songs from my virtual escape. For the most part, everything that I'm doing is possible for you to do at home. Comment down below and let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. But basically, if you have this portable little sound booth with foam inside of it to absorb a lot of the noise of the room, because my room, I've been told, is extremely, you can probably hear it on this camera microphone, it has a lot of reverb and a lot of echo. You can even hear it when I clap. I use Logic Pro X to record everything in. Basically what I'm recording today are just layers and harmonies, things that we didn't get the first time around. When I say I track my own vocals, that means that basically I press record and I decide in the moment if the take is good or not. If you want tips on any of those recording things, let me know in the comments. All right, hello, testing.
Praying on my deepest, praying on my deepest fears.
It's harder than you think to sing on one note for an entire phrase. The misconception that people are like, this is so auto-tuned. And sometimes it's misused or overused, but most every song out there, pop song or like current song that you like, has some form of auto-tune on it. Even though the singer could be really good and doesn't necessarily need it, it makes it sound cleaner and it puts a sheen on the vocal that gives it that bright, really modern sound. Motel Paradise is the first song on the album that made me realize that I wanted to make this an album or that I wanted to make an album at all. This song really is about coming to terms with the back and forth of not knowing what's right, not knowing what the right decision is. This song is less a breakup song and more about the feeling of not wanting to go back to real life. Love really overpowers logic. When you're going through a breakup, there's nothing that is more tempting to you than one more night with the person that you just lost. You spend all your time thinking about them. It's even more potent than when you were in the relationship. I was being pushed and pulled while writing this. There was a lot of back and forth saying, oh my God, like he's so out of my life. I'm so over him. I'm so done. I'm never gonna talk to him again. And then the second you finish saying that, he calls you and you're like, okay, where do you want me to meet you? The paradox of Motel Paradise is the perfect way, the perfect image to start this whole story. Most of this, naturally, this album came from my experience going through a breakup, but I'm also making art, and so I definitely did embellish or add little things that might not always be exactly how it happened in real life. With that being said, this song definitely has the most metaphor and is the most kind of abstract. Out of the Woods, Supercut, Hard Feelings, Nothing Is You by Bleachers, Summer Games by Drake, and a couple of Troye Sivan songs. The dingy, smoky, neon lit motel is an image, a metaphor that contrasts with the idea of paradise and love, ultimate satisfaction. If you sleep in a car or a shitty motel or, you know, just like in a tent somewhere with the person you love, it's better than sleeping in a 5-star hotel with anyone else. The idea of all of this introspection and huge life concepts, all of this thought taking place somewhere as simple as a motel is really interesting and cool to me, and it's also a place that's impermanent. A motel is not somewhere that you live, it's somewhere that you stay for one night. During this time in my life, I was spending a lot of time on friends' couches and in new cities, and I just felt like I suddenly didn't know where my home was, and just being able to only make short-term goals for that one night. So the very first image of the album is the first image of the song, which is two lovers sitting up in bed in a motel room. They are analyzing their past relationship in the rubble and aftermath of their breakup, trying to see how potentially they could rebuild it. One of my favorite lines in the album is, I'd rather sleep with you in hell than sleep with anybody else. In this moment, the only thing that matters is being with the person you love, kind of like encapsulated in this momentary lapse of judgment, reliving the way things used to be, wanting to go back in time. In verse 2, they realize they have to protect themselves and look out for themselves, and that's kind of like the poison to end a relationship, is being just like extremely selfish, which they both are. They just can't stay in the moment in the motel room. They either go back to fighting about the past or are so afraid of the future, knowing that they have to go back to reality in the morning. Ultimately though, the chorus keeps them coming back for one more night, as sometimes it's easier to get lost and just like stay oblivious and drunk on the moment than to obsess about the past or the future. This song has the only traditional and true bridge on the whole album, which is Since You Left I Have No Home. This bridge kind of plays with like I was talking before about the impermanence of a motel, and it takes the title one step further. It's also about dealing with not knowing who you are or where to go after a very serious relationship ends and you feel like that person was your home, and so you go searching from motel to motel to kind of find your next inhabitants. One of my favorite lyrics is, I love the taste of a sweet chase and I'll run to you any night, any day. This really talks about the emotional significance of not really caring where you are as long as you're with the person you love, and this kind of addictive quality that love can have. It makes you do things that might not even be right for you or that you might not even want to do, but because you're in love, you just are so uninhibited. I really went into this writing Love You Goodbye with the idea of writing a breakup album and having each song be just like kind of medicine for me and were helping me recover. It seemed like My Virtual Escape was even more of a breakup album than this is, because it's more about the recovery. When I am sad, I'm not turning on Adele. Like, I don't need any help with crying. Like, I'm good at crying. When I turn on music, if I'm sad, I want to feel happier, or I want to feel chill, or I want to feel like put in another zone. Maybe other people feel the same way. Maybe these songs will help you feel motivated and want to either get up and dance or, you know, just believe in yourself a little bit more. I really was writing about the ambivalence of trying to move on. If you've made it this far, just like thank you for sticking with me and for watching my videos still, and for listening to my songs, downloading my songs. Let me know what you guys think about Motel Paradise, what your favorite song from the album is. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. As always, keep the music alive and be kind to yourself. And love you, goodbye.
Motel